Entertainment World Soldier here, and I am back to talk about The Bad Batch Season 1, Episode 15, and my thoughts on this episode. And my thoughts are, what a boring episode. Boring. Like, who writ this? I mean, what the hell is this? This has to be one of the dumbest episodes I've ever watched. And I'm going to say that including, Clone Wars seasons and episodes. Like, what the hell was this? It was boring. Last week ended with such a cliffhanger. I thought we were going to get something immense. But we didn't. And if some people say the ending was epic, no it wasn't. It was stupid. The whole bloody thing was stupid. And I'm fucking annoyed. Like, I expect more from Dave Filoni. Okay? I really do. After last week's episode, I was expecting so much more from this episode. It was boring to get through. I couldn't be arsed with some of the storylines in this because it just didn't make sense. And I just couldn't wait for this episode to be over. Because I knew what they were doing at the end. It was pretty obvious what the Empire were going to do. And it's stupid. Why would you do that? I don't understand. Okay, I don't understand the point of destroying that thing. I am just massively disappointed and absolutely annoyed because I know Dave Filoni can do better than this. Or at least I thought he could. But this is the best he's going to do for a final episode. Now again, it's part one of the final episode. But I just ask, where do we go from here then? Like, where the hell do we go? And now they're getting a season 2. I'm just annoyed. Just annoyed. I'm going to go into spoilers now because I can't keep dancing around it anymore. So spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's the point in destroying Poker City? What's the point? Like, why? All the technology you need to build clones, because apparently that's what the Empire wanted to control now. Out of nowhere, by the way. So we start the series off by talking about the Tarkin wanting to move away from the clones. But now it turns out the Empire want full control of the technology. Well, you fucking had that because the Kaminoans were offering it to you. On a fucking plate. They were not fighting you. And apparently, they're not going to fight you even to save their own lives. Because they've abandoned Poker City. Or the Empire have pretty much rounded them up and thrown them somewhere. Who the fuck knows? Oh, and killed some of them. So the Prime Minister is definitely dead. So, I mean, why would you do this? The Kaminoans wanted to work with you. Like, they were offering their bloody services. Now, I get it. Some people say, well, the plus side of taking over technology is you don't have to pay for it. You're just putting them in slave labour. But they wanted to work for you. They literally were begging you to buy shit from them. Why turn someone into a slave who's not going to work their hardest unless you force them to somebody who you're paying who's going to work harder and who's going to want to impress you to make more money? It's dumb. It is absolutely stupid. And the fucking rescue of Hunter. What the fuck is the point? It was the easiest rescue I've ever fucking seen. Like, there was no challenge for the Bad Batch. Getting to the planet? Simple. Getting into Poker City? Simple. Getting Hunter? Fucking simple. There was nothing difficult in this episode that the Bad Batch had to face. Other than Crosshair telling them, they need to join the Empire, and the fact that he's already taken his chip out. Somehow he's taken his chip out and he's still working for the Empire. Why? Why would you take that? Why would you take the chip out of him? In the storyline, why would you do that? Wouldn't it make more sense and a much more better episode if Hunter turned on the Empire of his own free will? Now, I know he shot his troopers, but that wasn't him betraying the Empire. That was him to prove a point to the Bad Batch. And it's dumb. If this episode had been Hunter working for the Empire, but not Hunter, Crosshair working for the Empire, about to shoot Hunter, and then Crosshair manages to break his programming and fights against the chip, and then the chip stops working, and he frees Hunter and shoots the other clones. That would have been epic. At least better than what we got. Then Crosshair begging them to join the Empire because, well, you know, Crosshair's just a bad guy. Basically was what the point of this whole episode was. Just to say that Crosshair's a bad guy and he doesn't know any better. I'm fucking pissed off, man. And then you have the Admiral just saying he doesn't like clones, and it makes no goddamn sense. Why do they have this anger toward, or this hatred towards the clones? They're like loyal soldiers. They did their duty, and they will probably continue doing their fucking duty. They're loyal to you. Why the fuck have we got Tarkin against the clones and this new Admiral prick against the clones? It makes no fucking sense. Other than just for Disney or Lucasfilm to say, oh no, the clones are still good guys because the Empire hates them. It's stupid. It is utterly fucking stupid. I think I should do a breakdown before I go all over the place. So the episode pretty much starts off with Hunter being taken to Kamino and him setting a trap for the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch are repairing their ship and they leave Gregor, and this was stupid in my opinion. Why the fuck are you putting Gregor on the sidelines? Why? Take Gregor with you. He's a fucking commando. But we have to have Omega in the team. Again, Omega for Gregor. I know who I'm picking. The commando, not the kid. But in this episode, they have to show why that they would bring Omega on this mission. And it turns out Omega knows about secret tunnels under Kamino they can use to get into the city. Okay, I get it. I get why you'd put that in there to explain why the Bad Batch had an easy time entering the city. But why make it so goddamn easy? Why couldn't they have snuck into the city, killed a bunch of the new stormtroopers? Oh, anyway, I'm not writing the episode for them. I swear to God. So they managed to get into the city. Wrecker, you know, makes his jokes, same as he always does, and says he likes what she's doing, blah, 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 blah. They get into the city. Crosshair's talking with Hunter. He's trying to convince him, because basically, this entire episode, all Crosshair's trying to do is convince Hunter to join the Empire like he did. And it doesn't work. So there you go. Oh, it turns out the new troopers that are loyal to him, well, they're not really loyal. They're going to turn on him the first chance they get. Just proving the Empire don't like clones. It makes no sense to me. It makes no bloody sense. So, Crosshair sets a trap for the Bad Batch in the training room. They spin the trap. Bad Batch surrender. Crosshair does a speech to the clones explaining why they need to join the Empire, and then sends one of his troopers to go find the kid to bring her to him, basically, blah, blah, blah. Then Hunter shoots all of his troopers to prove he's loyal to the Bad Batch. Turns out he's pissed at the Bad Batch for abandoning him. I mean, you were shooting at them, Crosshair. It wasn't like they chose to abandon you. You did betray them. And then Omega, for some reason, activates all the fucking robots from the first episode and didn't tell them who to target. She just activates a shitload of droids and fucking sends them up there to shoot at anybody. Might have been smart to tell these droids to target the Imperial troopers. It might make more sense than saying kill everybody. God. Oh, but before she could activate the troopers, the robots. One of Crosshair's troopers finds her, but the robot knocks him out. Oh, they find the robot as well, because, yeah, that's fun. So now they have a robot on the team. I'm sorry, this episode was boring, and a part of me kind of thinks pointless as well. So, when they get onto Kamino, the Bad Batch, and they're doing all this fighting, you kind of realise that the place is being evacuated by the Empire. I don't get why you do that. The facilities still work. You can still use the cloning technology. Why the fuck would you abandon it? Why would you destroy it? The technology is there. You have secured it. It's yours. But you blow it up? This episode fucking frustrates me, man. Fucking frustrates me. So, droids get activated. They start shooting at all the Bad Batch. Crosshair joins the Bad Batch in fighting the droids. They destroy the droids. And then Hunter points his pistol at Crosshair. And then Crosshair drops the bombshell that he's taken out his chip already. When Hunter tells him to join the Bad Batch and betray the Empire. So, somewhere in this series, Hunter took out his chip on his own. And he's still working for the Empire. So we're just going to go with the story that Crosshair is just a bad guy. Even though in the first episode, he was starting to have doubts and he was starting to see things from the other Bad Batch's points. You know, that the Empire is going too far. But fuck all that. No, he's just a bad person. But Hunter stuns him, Wrecker grabs him, and they run to escape the facility because, and again, I will admit this, the ending was epic. I enjoyed the scene of seeing the Venators destroy Topeka City, but again, why? Why destroy the fucking city? Why keep the Kaminoans in chains? They want to work with you. You have access to the bloody cloning facilities. They even put the chips in the fucking clones that helped the Emperor take over the fucking galaxy. Yet the big plan was just to get rid of the Kaminoans, kidnap the scientists, and take them somewhere else. It's just so pointless. Because I remember, if you haven't played, Battlefront 2, the story of the Kamino Uprising, which made sense. You know, maybe the Kaminoans thought, well, they've made an army, and then they want to take over the galaxy. You could have made any fucking story here. An epic fight between the Empire and the Kamino's clones, which was epic in the game. Why the fuck wouldn't you do it in the Bad Batch? The Kaminoan Uprising. Why? Having fucking Phase 1 Stormtrooper armored clones fighting Stormtroopers. That would have been great. But no, all we had was this boring episode of Venators blowing up the city for no goddamn reason. So you've taken the technology somewhere else. Oh, bloody hell. By the way, the only trooper to survive from Crosshair's team was the woman. Read into that whatever you like, but there you go. And then the episode ends on a boring ass cliffhanger. We know the Bad Batch has survived, and we know the Bad Batch are going to escape because Disney have already announced a season 2 of this series. And that's the end of the episode. I'm just angry, I'm just annoyed. Like, they can do better than this. They really can. They've already done this fucking story. Again, Battlefront 2. It was fucking a short mission with a short storyline, but it was epic seeing Stormtroopers fight Phase 1 clone troopers. And we couldn't get that in this. It has to be some boring rescue attempt to get Crosshair to turn on the Empire, and that's it. What the hell is going to happen with the next episode? Because apparently the person who's written the last episode says it's a fucking tearjerker. I definitely know it's not Omega dying. She ain't dying for shit. If she does, I'll be very surprised. But there's no fucking way they're killing her. So it's going to be one of the members of the Bad Batch. I don't think it'll be Echo. I don't think it'll be Wrecker. I think maybe Hunter. I did say in my Disney Plus video, I don't think it's Hunter. But something tells me if it's going to be a tearjerker and it's not Omega, then it's got to be Hunter. It's the only one that makes sense. And then the person who's going to take over the squad is going to be Crosshair, and then he's going to be the leader of the group in Season 2. Which would kind of be epic, but not really. But yeah, not happy with this episode. I am pretty pissed off. And I know they can do better than this. They had an epic episode last week. Where the fuck has that gone? Where has the writing gone? Dave Filoni, massively disappointed in you, man. Massively. I mean, I can safely say the great stories that came out of the Clone Wars must have come from George Lucas. Must have. There was a part of me that thought Dave Filoni was responsible for the good episodes, but no, this just confirms it was all George Lucas, which is annoying and kind of depressing if Dave Filoni is the one who's supposed to write all these new seasons and series and stuff. But I'm not going to count him out yet. We've got one episode left. Maybe Dave Filoni could pull something out, but I am doubting it. And that's the end of my review. If you like this review, give it a like. If you dislike this review, give it a dislike. And do comment below, because a lot of people have been commenting on my videos past couple of weeks. Oh, and if you like my content, do think about subscribing too. This is Entertainment Soldier. Hail the Fandom Menace. Long live CG. And fuck SJWs. Bye.